Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cullen on Film. And today we have Jeff Sutton there. How you doing, Jeff? Can we hear him? There he is.
How you doing?
You going to rob a bank? Oh, man. So I guess we'll start off. This is going to be our comedy special tonight, so I'm glad that you came in to join us here tonight. And we're raising money for the Saint. They were doing it a while back, and a lot of bands, a lot of stuff like that was going on. And how long did you go on, Ming, for that?
We went 7.5 hours. We started at 5 p.m. on Saturday night, and we had planned to go. We had a loose schedule to take us up to about 11 o'clock. Had 40 musicians, performers, entertainers, and we were trying to give everybody about 10 minutes so they could get a good 10-minute set in. And it was going pretty good. We had a couple more additions come in last second, and we ran probably up until about 12:30. So it went 7.5 hours. All the performances were amazing. It was a good mix of some people sent in pre-recorded performances, but a lot of people went live. I love that they wanted to go without like a safety net or anything, and it worked out pretty well. There's a lot of talent in Asbury Park. Raised a few grand for the Saint and helping them with their march to their $50,000 goal.
So we're going to try to help a little bit tonight. We have some comedians that sent some videotapes in for comedy, but I thought it'd be great to start off our short film that we did a while back. That I don't know, it's out there now, and people haven't really seen it in a while. So why don't we air it right now live on and check it out, and maybe we could, and right after it, we could talk about it and then talk about what else is going on. So this is Must Hurry. Da, da, da.
Hammy.
All right. Good stuff, man. When was the last time you saw that, Jeff?
Great job, Chris. You did
When
an
was the
awesome
last
job
time?
correcting that.
It's been a while, right?
Oh, so much fun to do. And I'm so glad your hamstring's healed.
Oh, actually, funny that you say that. I heard it again 2 days ago. I was just telling Ming I got her. I was running and I heard it again. So I just went running.
No, it's same hamstring?
Oh yeah, it's always the same one. It's always the same.
Oh man,
ripped my Achilles in that leg.
That stinks.
That hurt. Yeah, we were filming that, Ming, and I was running and I pulled the hammy.
It was that. Was it that outtake?
You're pretty hurt too.
That didn't rip my Achilles, but that was the same leg.
That outtake is that the actual injury?
Yeah.
Oh man,
right? That was when I went down, right? That outtake at the end.
Yeah. You actually, we didn't warm up, so that I guess we should have warmed you up a little bit. And I was in the car with the camera, shooting out the window, and Chris starts out slow, and I told him to pick up the speed, when he sees the biker, Seton Brown, and he picked up the speed, and all of a sudden he stops and just crumbles to the ground, and we're like, oh geez, what happened to him? We just badly injured our director actor.
Yeah, I was crying at that point. It hurt
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The few times that leg, but now it's I'm scared. It's my right leg, man. I always had issues with it because of my my ripped Achilles. So I've been running again outside because we can't go to the gym. And I built myself up. And the other day I was running about 5 miles and it went again.
Oh yeah, you got
man,
yoga.
I'm sorry, you got arrested. What's that?
I've been resting for 2 days and it was fine. I have something on it. I went 2 miles today. Light jog.
I remember walking with you back to my house, and in fact, to this day on Film Freeway, your picture is in the selection of pictures.
Oh, it is?
That I chose for shots, and you're laying on one of our guest beds with your leg up.
Yeah. I remember that. I was in pain, man.
Well, we were planning on what we were going to shoot next.
Hamstrings, they're no joke, man. They're no joke. Well, I love that it was actually captured on film, though, the injury.
Yeah, when I went down.
If you're going to get hurt, you're going to go down, at least get it documented.
But I guess we did enough takes where I was in the film where I was running because after that we could not shoot that anymore. That was it.
Yeah. Well, at that point, the thing is, I was so scared for him. I didn't, I guess a good reporter would have kept the camera running, and I would have gone right up to him as he's laying there screaming, and just kept it rolling. But I didn't, and I stopped it right after I saw him fall, and he left frame and hit the ground. So in the take at the end of the movie after the credits, I gave you what we had. That's all we had.
Yeah, I correct me if I'm wrong, CJ. Though I didn't hear you call cut, so you should have kept rolling.
I didn't call cut. I just went down. But that was. We filmed that by where you live up there. I saw there was snow on the ground then. Remember, we had to work around the snow.
Yeah. Well, he said a lot of other things, but he didn't say cut.
Oh, yeah. I said a lot of other words. Yeah. Yep. But so it was a lot of fun doing that. We did it at a couple Sundays, I believe, right? Was it like 3 or 4 Sundays?
Yeah. We had a swing, a third weekend. We shot the majority in just a couple of weekends, and it was downtown in where I live. Can I say the town?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Town?
Yeah, go for it. Reveal the town.
Metuchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was in South Main, and this is right after shortly we moved there. And then after that we shot in South Main, and then we got into the Roosevelt Park and then in my neighborhood, and then put it all together. And then that was my house that we ended up, finishing off with.
And
it was, you would think something like that would be super quick and easy, but was it, Chris?
Oh no, nothing's ever super quick and easy. No, but there was a lot of shots, a lot of editing involved, and it was a perfect length for a short and little. The comedy at the end really, it played in so many festivals because of that. The comedy at the end of it, and people like the build up, and since it was like 3 minutes long, it had a really great run.
Oh, it was great. It's amazing how many. I think we had 20. Well, this isn't probably including yours, but I think actually about 20 festivals, right?
Yeah, and I went to quite a few where, and a lot of them were comedy festivals too. So I remember Brett Eidemann, who's going to join us later in a video. Our film, this is how I met him. We were upstate New York, and I went, and our film, the Must Hurry, opened up for him. So he was doing stand up. So this film came on, and then I saw him. I thought he was so funny. And then like a month or two later, I saw him at a film festival. I'm like, wait a second, I know you, and I saw you, and then and I've been friends with Brett ever since. So it's a small world.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a very.
It really is a small world. Absolutely, but it's just so neat, like you said. Though it's like when you have a short, tight little film like that, we had so much fun putting it together, and it's based off of someone that we know. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, wow, that's an interesting ending." Well, no, that's all true. Someone we knew, they went through that, had a hard time going in public places, and but it just a tight little short like that. It really struck a lot of people's funny bones. They really liked it, didn't they? It was easy to program. A lot of film festivals, accepted it right away. They thought, oh, it's a funny short. We can easily screen that, fit that in, and so we were pretty fortunate, weren't we?
It's really hard to find like that. Really, the shorts that's a good length that just make everyone crack up and feel good and kind of be funny. The little joke at the end kind of thing. Those are great shorts when you find them when they're out there. So especially film festival people love it too. So we have a couple of them at our Hang On to Your Shorts this year. There's a couple like really snap at it, really funny shorts, real quick, and we had one a while back, a couple of years ago, about the Staten Island ferry. That was hysterical. It was really fast, but they really got to you and give you a good laugh. And it's only like 2-3 minutes long. So if you can make someone laugh in a 2-minute short, that's accomplishing something, I think.
Chris, you're spitting a little bit, so I'm going to put my mask on. Don't take it personal, okay? But I can see you're projecting a little bit, so I'm just going to protect myself.
That's the way it is. I'm spitting into my microphone.
I thought the mask was supposed to protect you from other people. That's what the mask was for.
I don't know.
Has anyone whipped up like a really quick quarantine or coronavirus short yet that you've seen? Or have either of you been inspired to maybe make something related to what's going on right now?
I think a lot of people are. I haven't myself.
Actually, I'm working on something right now.
Yeah, right now. You're filming right now. Or in the basement. No, my students. A couple of my students have made some quarantine films.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm actually working on something right now. I'm just writing it. I'm putting it together, but I'll put it out there real soon.
A lot of festivals are opening up like a free quarantine section of their festival. So when they have their festival, they'll have it.
So it's all film sports like related to what's going on right now, the quarantine and coronavirus. That's funny. I mean, I know you filmmakers can't sit still. You guys always got crazy ideas. And if you can, and now you have time to kind of put stuff together too, on a low budget, much like the Spike Lee, like the Do the Right Thing, or like a Clerks, you have one location.
Yeah,
you have to worry about.
Yeah,
those are the best ones to come up with, right? So, what else have you been doing we did Must Hurry, and then you had a few other short films that you played and at festivals, and you recently just had one at not at Brightside that you just did with a phone, right?
Yeah, shot everything on. I've been really having a lot of fun with iPhone or mobile filmography and filmmaking, and so it's like a lot of us guys do. We snap on all those moment lenses and filters and hook up our Rode video mics or whatever we have, and it's great. So portable. Got your 3-axis gimbal. You can do a lot with it, and so I did this short film that was written by actually Chelsea, who was in Must Hurry. Her sister Allison Restaino wrote this film called Break In, and it was it's a sketch comedy. Yeah, and so she sent it over to me a while ago, and then I finally got to making it, and then I shot that with a couple, these two actors that I've worked with in the past and I've known for a long time. And so it's called Break In, and that's doing pretty well actually. And waiting to hear from some more festivals and getting it out there. And then she wrote another one aside from the project I'm working on that I'm keeping top secret. There's another one that she wrote that I just read that is actually very funny and even shorter, but it's very, very clever, and I really like it. And I actually think I actually think that I can do it now. I can actually make that work with a phone conversation and some other little tricks. So, yeah.
It's funny because now that I'm doing this and I'm getting a lot of people on and we're all talking film and all that, it's like, I want to work with so many people again that I've been interviewing. Like, when is this going to end? Just go back and do it now. I'm so like, that's what I want to do. I want to work with everybody.
You want to do what?
I want to work with everybody that I've been interviewing.
Yeah, absolutely. And more people, we have a little more time. It's actually, we kind of have a little more time. I guess some of us, I feel like sometimes now that I'm trapped with the kids, well, that's a comedy in itself, really. I mean, I should just roll the camera every day with the kids. Yeah. Helping them with their schooling and going back and forth between Anya and Lily, my two daughters. In fact, Anya, who was a little stand-in for Must Hurry, her 9th birthday is tomorrow.
Oh.
And then Lily's birthday is next week. So anyway, they want to be involved in this project that I have, or Anya does. Lily doesn't really know quite yet. But yeah, this is the time to do it, right? And this is also the time, I think, where a lot of people, they're very busy running all over the place. This is the time to post the work that we've done in the past and say, hey, if you and I'm going to be posting those on social media, the ones that aren't submitted currently to festivals, and say, hey guys, a little window of time. If you want to see them, here they are for free. I just throw them up for a day and take them down. And for people who haven't seen it, and it's just kind of fun to get people's response and to continue submitting. But why not? We have people trapped. They have nothing else better to do but watch your films.
No, they should be. That's why I put it on here. I thought, if we're doing a comedy thing, we got all these comedians lined up today. We might as well start off with a short little comedy and talk to you about it. And we just, aired it on the show. So should be thousands of people watching it, hopefully, by the end of it.
It's awesome. I'm glad you all, I hope you all enjoyed it.
It's something I can relate.
A lot of fun making.
Something I can highly relate to for sure. Used to work in offices. Yeah. And even now, I work in an office building. Yeah, it's not. I'd rather take a dump at home. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Most people would.
Well, luckily you're not too far away, right?
Yeah, well,
probably ride your bike.
I think especially now, with the virus going on, everybody would rather take a dump at home. So, you don't go to some public restroom.
Yeah, so
especially the public. Go ahead.
It might be more relevant right now. This film.
Well, there's some office bathrooms that have the stalls, and I think that's where some people have an issue. The offices that have private bathrooms that you can close your own door, that's a different story. But you're right, with the virus, those people that are going to work, I'm sure have sanitizer wipes in there. They're wiping everything down and washing their hands extra good when they enter the bathroom and when they leave. That's for sure. But
Well,
I was just, the funny thing is, you guys, I was just out with my daughters because it's her birthday. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but she had a couple of friends that came over, and we went out on the scooters and skateboards and whatnot. And so they have their little mask, and I have this. We keep a social, our social distance, but we're practicing our social distancing. But we have these too. Sometimes we have to remind the kids and just kind of say, hey, I know it's crazy times right now, but keep a distance from each other.
I know it's North. How's North Jersey doing? I know we're down in the central down here by the water. How's it up north?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
How is it up north?
Yeah, how are things up in North Jersey?
Oh, well, we have a lot of, just in our neighborhood, there are a lot of people jogging and walking by with masks. So they definitely have them. We don't get out much. We order pretty much everything. And I think pretty much everyone around here, they're pretty diligent with that, with ordering their food, or, geez, I just ordered mulch for the garden. And, I think most people are doing that. Still a lot of people are going to the stores though, but they are wearing the mask, using sanitizer, trying to keep away from each other. I'm seeing that. So I think that's good. That's going well up here in North or Central Jersey. And then in the neighborhood, everyone's doing pretty well. Now and again, you have someone just walk by you, and there's some people that probably they don't seem to be as worried about it, and those, and some people much more. So I mean, if I'm jogging, I don't wear a mask, but I make sure that I stay way away from people and I jog around them. And same when we're on the scooters, bikes, skateboards, and whatnot. So I think everyone's doing a pretty good job up here. It's definitely tough for the schools, as it is for you, Chris, and everyone wherever you're living. Yeah.
For the year, right?
But it's amazing, man. You teachers are doing an amazing job, so it's working out.
Yeah, it's a lot of work online, but especially for teaching TV film, it's different. It's very different. But this helps. Yeah. Showing the students, people that are filmmakers and artists and all that, talking, that really helps, gives people a good experience. So
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So, but just wanted to have you on for a little bit, and it's great to have you here. And hopefully, we'll do another film in the future. Hopefully soon. And hang on to your short.
Thanks for having me on.
September. So hopefully we'll be able to do that in September, and everyone will have a good time.
Super excited about that, Chris. And thanks, Ming. Thanks, Chris, for having me on. Appreciate it. Be safe, everyone.
See you,
Jeff. Thank you.
So now we have a bunch of comedians that we're going to go through. But first, we have a little message from the real Peter Griffin, right?
So let me roll this banner here. So the St. Asbury Park, trying to raise money to save it. They have a goal of $50,000, and they're getting close. Last count, 44,355 and 879 donors. That's great. If you've been to the St. Asbury Park, you know how special it is. You know what a great place it is. If you've never been there, come down. We'll come meet you there. And it's always been kind of part local dive, part music venue, part great hangout. And I've seen a lot of friends perform there. We've podcasted there. They're very welcoming to us. Scott Stamper, especially one of the guys who runs the Saint, owns the Saint, very welcoming to podcasters.
Hopefully we get to do more there once. Maybe that would be a good start to opening it up.
Yeah, for sure. And then our friends do a monthly DJ night there called Halo.
Yeah. And
so you can go and dance there, and they have cheap beer. It's been amazing, and we can't lose it. So.
I think that got me going again, because of that. Because it's been a while since I've been over there to see like a concert or stand up, which I used to go all the time.
Right.
And the Halo brought me back over there again.
That was fun, and I just love how Scott, for the most part, is like, well, you want to play here, play here. He did. They accept everybody, and a lot of great musicians have started there. A lot of great musicians are still performing there now. So. But But we have a message from our friend here, Robert Frenzy.
Oh yeah,
AKA
good funny guy. His little message as Peter Griffin.
Yes. Let me hide that. And here we go.
How's it going? In real life, Peter Griffin here with a message for all the stand-up comedians out there. My good buddy Cullen on Film Podcast is going to be doing a comedy special as they raise money for a place called Saint in Asbury Park in New Jersey. But you guys should check it out. Freaking sweet.
I like how he's like Saint, like the Saint. Like,
yeah, he's a nut. If you want to see more of him, go on YouTube and just search out real life Peter Griffin. And
it's funny, like some of the interviews that he does. There's some videos of people talking about him, how it came about, and and he's in his regular voice talking about it, and then it cuts to him, and he loves New York Comic Con so much.
Yeah, I think that's where he kind of made his first appearance. He does a lot of cosplay. He does a very excellent Sergeant Slaughter cosplay if you like G.I. Joe or WWF wrestling. I think he's in a G.I. Joe cosplaying group, but it was the Peter Griffin. He found the green pants and the white button-down shirt, the glasses, had his hair done, and he was going on New York Comic Con, and somebody followed around with the camera and cut like a short of him just being the real life Peter Griffin at New York Comic Con, and it went viral. It went I don't know how many views this guy. It got a ton, and I think even Seth MacFarlane saw it and was like, "Hey man, that's crazy." He thought
he got the voice down. He does voices. He does other voices.
Yeah, for sure.
So
so I throughout the last I guess 4 years, I've seen at various Comic Cons around the country. He'll get invited over, or he'll just go himself.
Yeah.
And people love it. People love it because Family Guy.
He's the Family Guy, and then just the things he says and how he says it. It's the voice. It's the voice and his look. And it's really funny. Cracks me up every time.
Yeah, that was cool.
You're also seeing him regular too. You're like, wait a second.
It's a little jarring because he does like he's so. Yeah, if there was a real life Peter Griffin, that would be it for sure. Yeah. that would be for sure. So, if you're watching on Facebook, I'm putting in the chat the just a GoFundMe address of if anyone, if you, you can donate as low as $1. Throw in a buck if you got it.
It adds up. $1, $5, that low is fine. It will add up. It'll help.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And we saw a lot of bands the other day, and you saw some comedians, but I've been there quite a lot for the Hags comedy show, and so I've seen so many comedians go in and out. And I used to host shows with a lot of comedians, so that's why it meant a lot to me to get some comedians on and show some of their work and promote it. And we got to save the Saints so more comedians can have their time on stage.
Yeah, I told the story the other night. The first time I went to the Saint, I think it was in the late '90s. I went to go see a friend's band perform there. I didn't live here at the time, I don't think, or I just moved here.
Oh.
And Asbury Park was not Asbury Park like it was now.
Not yet, yeah.
It was a little more dangerous.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to go there.
Yeah, and I remember the battery in my remote died, and it was the only way I could get into my car. And I was like, oh crap! Like I didn't want to leave my car there. There was no Uber, so I couldn't get home. But luckily, a friend drove to the nearest drugstore, bought me one of those little batteries, and I was able to get back into my car and go home.
Wow.
I remember for a little bit I was panicking a little bit. I was like, oh man, I'm trapped in dangerous Asbury Park. Like I'm probably going to get jacked now.
Yeah, because the streets around there were not that pretty back then.
Yeah. And that was my first experience with the Saint. But luckily, I've been there a number of times since then. Asbury Park is a great place to go and hang out. And especially the Saint is... oh
yeah, now it's amazing. But I did go back to the Saint back in that day too, even though you weren't supposed to be in Asbury.
Yeah.
I would get there and then get out, like you said.
Yeah, you didn't. There's nowhere to hang out. There wasn't like a Cookman Avenue, or you didn't go to the boardwalk, and there was no. You didn't go to like the Watermark or Porta, or you didn't. They weren't there. There was nothing there, and it was
amazing how much it's changed.
There was a criminal element after dark that even in the daylight you didn't want to be in there in broad daylight either. So, and if you want like a little snapshot of what Asbury was like back then, watch the movie Dogma. And even the opening scenes of Dogma feature Bud Cort playing God.
That's right. That was on Asbury Park?
Yeah, they filmed that right in the boardwalk. Right, I believe where they shot that is where a shared universe Asbury Park is right now. I think it's literally right that And
Probably think about it. Yeah. Wow.
yeah, which is pretty crazy because I saw some stills.
The buildings, right? You see the buildings on the sides.
Yep. Yeah. So I believe that's exactly where it was shot, which is kind of crazy actually. That 22 years later, that we would have a part of a business there. So
I remember what was it? A couple of the indie ones, like was it A Better Place that was shot a little bit over there?
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Jason Lee scenes. I remember some Jason Lee scenes in Asbury Park when they went for like the drugs and all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That for sure. And then Chase. If any Chasing Amy fans out there, the Comic-Con in the beginning and the end was shot at the Berkeley.
Was.
Oh, yep.
I always wondered where that was. Where did they use that? That was one scene I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't think I think they wanted to shoot on Red Bank, but there wasn't enough room in the ballrooms over at like the Molly Pitcher, the Oyster Point, or maybe it was too expensive because Chasing Amy only had a $250,000 budget.
Yeah,
but the Berkeley and even at the time they shot it in '97, Asbury Park pretty run down, so I'm sure they gave them a really good rate to shoot there for the day.
Oh yeah.
And so they set up a fake Comic-Con there, and I think there were people there, their extras or Kevin's friends were like, "Hey, this is actually a decent con. Like, you should throw a real Comic-Con here." And then I think years later that somebody did.
Yeah, the Asbury Comic.
Yeah, the Asbury Park Comic-Con was at the Berkeley at one point in the not that long ago. So, but that's where it was shot. So yeah, a lot of history with us and Asbury Park in particular.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris McDonald's film was filmed in Asbury Park too.
That McDick
was filmed in Asbury Park.
Shot in Asbury?
Yeah.
Cool. I haven't seen it yet, so now I really want to see it.
Oh yeah, you'll recognize a lot of it. So you'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah. So
right,
yeah,
cool.
it was shot there on the bridges and stuff, and you'll see the area. But yeah, Asbury Park.
That's cool. Is there somebody you wanted to roll next?
Yeah. So,
or do you want to give him an intro or?
Yeah. You have Sharif there.
I do have Sharif.
So Sharif Johnson, we go a little bit ways back. The Brightside Tavern Film Festival, we call it the Brightside Festival now. The tavern's still there. It's the Brightside Tavern. We do it twice a year, and used to work there. And Chris, who also runs it with me, he used to work there too. And then we started this festival. So we've been going for many years. So Sharif, we met him a few years back. He was working there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm also a stand-up comedian. I do this." He has a very popular show that he does there at the Bright Side, and he packs it all the time. So he does the comedy hour show there, and he travels all around. So he sent in this. He's a very funny guy. So he sent in a tape for us for him performing at Caroline's. So we'll check that out. Here's Sharif Johnson at Caroline's.
Jersey, stand up.
Yes, sir. Give a warm welcome to Sharif Johnson.
For this life I cannot change. It is. Keep off in the main.
Hey. Cut it. First off, thank you for that luck, white man. I like to rub white. I like to rub white people for luck, man. Clap it up for everybody. He's like, yeah, buddy, you'll get credit. Hey, shout out Sway, man. Hey, thank y'all for doing this, man. This is dope. Give yourselves a round of applause. Y'all a dope crowd. A lot of energy and love in here, man, for real. A lot of black love, man. I feel this, for real. A white dude hugged me and said, black love. I was like, cool out, nigga. That's what's up, man. See what we got here. Clap it up if you got kids, man. Clap it up if you don't have kids for being smart. Look, for being smart. Go ahead with your smart asses. Hey, I'm a parent, man. I love being a parent. I just feel like I started too early. You know what I'm saying? I had my son when I was 17. Yeah, you got that quiet when I told my mom too. You having a what? I said a concussion now. 17, too young though, right? I was a kid myself. You knew I was a kid because I had a curfew. Like, how you got a kid in a curfew, man? How you make a kid and you can't even make your bedtime? You know what, man? I just feel like y'all don't understand how hard it is to raise a kid that you can't yell at past 9. Fuck y'all, that's for real. My son running around acting up at 9:30, and I gotta threaten him with a voice like, shut the hell up. He used to be like, you ain't got the answers, right? Shout out to DJ Wonder Bread. What up, baby? Go way back. Too young, man. 17 was too young, right? Like, I just feel like you shouldn't have a kid if your dad still paid child support for you. I'm for real. I'm dead. Yo, you don't know the struggle of being on child support and receiving it. Yo, I used to have to wait for my dad to make a payment so I could make a payment. I'm in the house stressing, texting him like, hurry up before they lock us up. Fuck y'all, that's for real. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Fuck with the politics. Y'all know what scared me in 2018? Beautiful niggas. Atlanta beautiful niggas. Scare me. No, I'm not, listen, I'm not gay. I'm perfectly straight, but some of them niggas is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You see them on Facebook, you scroll, you gotta hit like, unlike. Like, come on. Get my like back, nigga. These niggas is gorgeous. They go, yo, shit, and yo, it's different. These niggas, and you used to be able to tell by the Adam's apple. Remember that? They shaving that shit now. These niggas got apple slices. Apple slices, man. Like the McDonald's Happy Meal. 2 McNuggets and a large fry. These niggas are beautiful. Y'all heard about that Genuine situation? That shit was crazy, right? If you don't know what happened, because the white people look puzzled, you gotta use words like that to get the puzzled. They can put that together. If you didn't hear about the Genuine situation, he was on live TV and a transgender woman, which is a man who thinks he's a woman, so nobody get poked, no mistakes, tried to kiss him on the lips, forcefully. That's crazy, right? Forceful, not Puerto Rican kisses. Those are welcoming. This was a going away kiss. Tried to forcefully kiss him on the lips, and that's crazy. And the crazy thing to me is the media didn't say Genuine was sexually harassed. Instead, they made him the bad guy and said he was transphobic. How crazy is that? How many transphobic men in here right now? It's just different, right? It's crazy. Because, like, listen, I respect, if you want to be gay, I respect you. You know what I'm saying? You want to be transgender, I respect you. Like, if you're a transgender woman, out of respect, I say yes, ma'am. But if you try to kiss me on my lips and put your penis and your McNuggets and your large fry on my thigh, to you, I say no, sir. I don't want to hear that. My name is Christina. Nah. Nigga, you Christopher now, nigga. No. No, sir. Hey, man, I just want to thank y'all one more time, man. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. Keep doing this. Salute to all the artists who doing their thing, man. Y'all dope, for real. Keep striving for something great.
He was great.
Give it back to your host, man. Be blessed. Thank you.
Yay!
Jersey!
For this life I cannot change.
Yo, give it up.
In the
What's up,
hills,
Sharif
deep off in
Johnson?
the main.
So that was that
That was good, and I think that was something called the Sway Comedy Competition. And if I read correctly, I think he won.
yeah, he won. He's a very funny guy. That was just one clip of him, but he usually does a show at the Bright Side, and he goes all over New York too. Very funny dude. He's always funny, even when you're talking to him regularly. If he's working at the behind the bar, things like that, he just cracks you up the whole time. So,
That's awesome. Is that what he does when he's not doing comedy? He's a bartender as well.
yeah.
Okay. Well, he must. Okay. Hopefully, he's getting good tips then. Usually,
It makes everyone laugh. Very good guy. When we're there for the festival, I think he does pretty well. I think everyone, it makes everyone laugh, and everyone knows who he is. A lot of the same filmmakers go, so they're always tipping him pretty well, I think.
that's awesome. And they don't take everyone at Caroline, so
No, it's tough to get there. That's pretty cool to see you there at Caroline's there. Yeah, that's a good accomplishment, I think.
yeah, for sure. All right, thank you, Sharif. I'll be following.
You sold it out like you did, though.
Well, all right. So I always run into comedians or up and coming comedians, or sometimes wannabe comedians, or sometimes people just think they're comedians. And so I love a lot of them. I don't want to say all comedians, but a lot of them are a little full of themselves. Just historically. So anytime I meet a comedian, they start kind of talking themselves up. I'm like, oh wow, you're a comedian. Like you're like Caroline's Comedy Club, and 9 out of 10 times, maybe 10 out of 10 times, they're like, no one gets into Caroline's. You gotta be like Chris Rock, or you gotta be pretty good. Like, oh no, I haven't played Caroline's. I'm like, oh yeah, well, I have, and I'm like, I'm not even a comedian. So inevitably they're like, wait, how'd you get in there though? Why were you at Caroline's? Like, yeah, I got to perform there once. I sold it out. I sold out Caroline's. You ever sell out Caroline's? And they're like, no. So they immediately, and that knocks them down a couple pegs. Now, what I don't mention is that I was there as part of a live podcast with Kevin Smith and the other comic book men. We were doing a live podcast of Fat Man on Batman. So it was Fat Man on Batman with the comic book men. But you can stretch the truth a little bit, right? You can leave out details.
Yeah.
To sound a little better. And that's what we did. Now, if it was just me, probably wouldn't have sold out Caroline because Kevin was there, and it was the rest of us. We sold it out. So, and then if they give me more guff, the comedian that I'm talking to, I'm like, oh yeah, you ever played Gotham Comedy Club? And again, 9 times out of 10, no. I'm like, oh, I sold out that too. Never mind. I don't mention that I was there with Sal Volcano and Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers. We were doing a show there, and they invited me to be with them. So it's okay. It's okay to leave out a few details.
No, it's you. You're there. You're going it. Of course. That's
legally, I can say I sold out Caroline's and Gotham Comedy Club. Legally, I could say that. So
that's awesome.
It's all in the details.
They're both great places to go. I've been to both of them quite a few times, and there was always a great show. And there's always a usually big crowd too. But,
yeah. Oh yeah. Because they have killers there. They have if you going into Caroline's, you see on the walls, it's like Chris Rock, and it's like Don Rickles, and it's like all the greats.
Kevin, I was there. He had 2 shows, and he was pretty crowded for both. I went to one of them, and then it was very crowded both. So I think he might have sold out both when he was doing a show by himself, and then he did the Fat Man and Batman after that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Kevin's selling anything. So
yeah.
Anyways, that's my history with comedy. I did stand up once. If you watch Comic Book Men, you can see that performance. Not so good. So I think I've retired from the world of stand up comedy.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I've done a lot of amateur nights with like 5 minutes, but I really fell into doing intros. So I like to almost like a VJ, but
yeah. If I can introduce people and kind of crack jokes on them, kind of almost like a little mini roast, I can do that. But 5 minutes is a long time.
I enjoy doing that more than having your own spot for 5 or 10 minutes. I'd rather come up, say a few things. And if you know that you're not doing well, or if your one joke doesn't do well, you bring up the next guy.
Right. Get out of there. Cut your losses for sure.
So I learned that, and I had fun doing it. Maybe I'll bring it back. Maybe once everything gets going, we'll have another, we had Hang On to Your Shorts show. We had a Bright Side show. We had, this other place that went out of business show. So I've been around. I did a few of those, and
Yeah,
then I stopped.
I've been threatening to do some kind of open mic. Anyways, like I feel like throwing one would be fun. We know a lot of comedians.
Yeah,
a lot of the comedians around here have podcasts, so I think it would go hand in hand.
That would be great. I think it would work, especially after doing the live show with the music and the. I think it would work out pretty well. So once we can get back to doing it in the studio,
stay tuned when we're all back. Who'd you want to roll next? We got more performances.
Yeah, so we got a few more here. Ryan O'Regan, who is a fellow podcaster, actor, comedian. He sent a video here. Yeah,
aka Big O, right? Is that what you by Big O?
Big O, yeah. So I've seen him in a lot of performances. He's pretty funny in his films that he's done and everything. And he hasn't done stand up in a while, but he used to back in the day. So he has a little segment here that he put together.
All right, Big O, take it away.
Hey everybody, Ryan O'Regan here, aka The Real Ordeal, aka Big O, aka closeted and quarantined just like the rest of you. Now, mind you, while I may not be a musician, I have had an experience of working at the Saint. In fact, my first acting gig of 2019 happened right there, around this time of year. And so, while I may be more of a movie person, I did want to go ahead and use the power of film to kind of let you all know what would happen if, say, places like this weren't fought for, if people didn't go ahead and try to save the places that they love, that meant so much to them. Now, mind you, there is a little bit of a spoiler warning, even though most of these movies are probably about 10 to 30 years old. So, giving the warning now, but if you haven't used all this quarantine time to go ahead and watch these things, that's your own damn fault. Now think about 1985's The Goonies. All right, the whole reason that they even go on that crazy adventure that they do is because Mikey and the rest of them are going to be losing their place of the Goondocks over in Oregon just because some greedy land developers want to go ahead and put up a golf course.
But what if? You guys, just what if this map could lead to One-Eyed Willie's rich stuff? Maybe. Then we wouldn't have to leave the Goondocks.
Imagine if the Goonies never happened. There'd be no truffle shuffle. There'd be no sloth. Mikey would have never kept going and working, becoming Samwise. Josh Brolin would have never started in acting, and he never would become Thanos. Imagine if we didn't have Thanos. I mean, yeah, the MCU probably wishes they didn't have Thanos for one reason or another, but still, biggest movie ever. Now, from there, we go to 1987. Batteries not included. This is a little bit of a special, heartwarming story from my end. Now, this one, it stars Hume Cronin and Jessica Dandy, as well as New Jersey's own Elizabeth Pena and Dennis Boutsikaris. And just look at these little guys. Imagine if a movie about aliens coming and fixing up a rundown building in New York never happened. You never would have gotten these cute little things. Yes, okay, they're UFOs, and now we do know that UFOs do exist to some extent. Thank you very much, government. But imagine if they looked like this. You'd want them to keep looking like this, wouldn't you? Come on, look at them how they do the burgers. So cute how they do the burgers. Come on. Who wouldn't want this? If you don't want this, you're heartless. I'm telling you that right now.
Welcome to America.
And then you got 1988's classic Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yes, it's a story about deceit, deception, murder, but ultimately it's also about a land grab from Judge Doom.
Where Toontown once stood will be a string of gas stations, inexpensive motels, restaurants that serve lovingly prepared food, tire salons, automobile dealerships, and wonderful, wonderful billboards reaching as far as the eye can see. My God, it'll be beautiful.
Is it possible that all of our leaders and captains of industry are just over-the-top villainous cartoons? Very possible. Now let's get out of the 80s for a second and all the greedy land developers, which of course is a thing of the 80s. And let's jump over to Happy Gilmore, 1996 Adam Sandler classic. Yes, it's about him going into golf and everything, which thankfully is not the golf course that was done in on the Goondocks. But let's not forget the whole reason he even decided to do this was so that he could save his grandmama's home.
Mrs. Gilmore owes the IRS $270,000. We're going to have to sell the house to someone else.
But she's an old lady. I mean, look at her. She's old.
And yes, obviously he had to work out some anger management issues, but that movie comes later. And honestly, which Adam Sandler did you want instead? That one or this one? Yeah, I know you want this one instead. And if those two movies haven't done enough to actually get you on the bandwagon to wanting to save an establishment, there's definitely one that will. The Muppets. Not the old ones, the 2011 one, where they go ahead and try to save their own theater from the old 1970s days. And you can't tell me you don't feel for the Muppets when this song hits.
Someday we'll find it. Rainbow connection among us, the dreamers and me.
So do your part. Go save the saint. I'm gonna go take a shower and try to feel better about myself now.
Big O, everybody. Big O. Give it up for Ryan O'Regan, everybody.
I haven't seen him in a while. We actually went, he came with me to see, it was before, it was in Hazlitt. We saw Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and then Reboot right after it.
Oh, they did double feature. That back in September, I think.
It was really cool how they did that, and not seeing Jay and Silent Bob for a while, and then seeing the Reboot right after was hysterical because it's all fresh in your mind. You know?
Good double feature for sure.
Definitely something to do at home if people are now that you can rent it at home. So that'd be a great idea to do at home. Let's watch.
I know Reboot's on Amazon Prime Video and possibly Netflix right now, and I think Strike Back was on Netflix for a while. I think it's still there. So I'm still catching on one of the 87 streaming services that you subscribe to. So, and Ryan O'Regan, you catch him on the JT and Big O podcast as well. That's with our friend JT McGuire for sure. So.
Definitely, yeah. I haven't seen him in a while, and a lot of old comedy shorts he used to do and put in the festivals. So,
master of the 80s films too, for sure. So.
It's funny that he did a movie at the Saint. They filmed at the Saint. I didn't even get to ask him what film was that.
Oh, we got to check that out. We got to find that.
I want to make a movie at the Saint. Let's do that.
I'm sure if you ask Scott nicely enough, maybe make a contribution, which you did personally and on behalf of Hang Under Your Shorts. I saw that. Perhaps he'll let you in there on an off day to shoot something for sure. Yeah, I would love to shoot a bar scene there. It's just the whole atmosphere there is like the perfect bar scene.
It
is. You can't really buy that. It has to be weathered in over a number of years. Like you can't just take a new place and make it look like that without a lot of work.
No, a lot of work to make it look like that. Yeah.
A lot of I'm sure people have smoked in there back when you could smoke inside.
Yeah.
There's spilled beers. There's vomit. There's vibrations from all the music. I don't know, all kinds of.
Do you remember when they smoked in bars? Because I kind of do. I was young.
I do. I don't particularly love it. And
remember, my jacket used to stink. Like when in the winter you go out.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely terrible. So yeah, I was not a fan of that. So I'm glad that is not a rule anymore. No. So we have I think we have two more performances.
Yeah.
Left. Which one would you like to go with?
Brett Eidemann, he first, we've had him on the show before. He has some great stories. So he has a video for us. A lot of the comedians out there know who he is, and he has a little message. He wanted to do something for the Saints, so he sent this video in.
All right, cool. Take it away, Brett.
Hi, everybody. Brett Eidemann here. Most of the time, I do comedy, and I figured that tonight, being that it's for a music venue, that the Saint, that I would get away from that for just for tonight. And I just want to say that I hope that everybody's doing okay during this pandemic. It's been some really unsettling, hard times for a lot of people. And I tip my hat to all the people that are working on the front lines, the doctors and nurses and all the people working at the food pantries. Thank you so much for doing what you do, and I hope all of us are just getting through this. The piece I wrote is about the times that we're living in and how we have to pull together and make the best of things. So it's very important that we do that. And so I'd like to do it for you for the first time tonight, and I hope you enjoy it. Oh my God. There's two strings here. Hold on a minute. Honey, who messed up my guitar? Those kids here? They were playing my guitar? All right. Kids playing my guitar again. Just can't believe stupid kids. Never again. I'm sorry. We have two grandchildren that come over here, and they were playing with my guitar, and then they messed it up. They broke 4 strings. So I got 2 strings left. It's a nice guitar. It's a Yamaha. This is not like your run-of-the-mill guitar. I mean, it's not Taylor, but it's a nice guitar, and it's my favorite. And I wrote this music on this guitar, and I'm sorry. I should have a comedy bit and just leave it at that. All right. Anyway, so I can't do this piece of music that I wrote. So I'm sorry. And I'll try to make the best of it. I don't know what I'm going to play with just 2 strings. I don't know. I don't know if it's even possible to play a song with just 2 strings. All right, let's I guess I forget this song that I wrote, and let's just sing something that we all know. And this is a song that all of us know, and I think that all of us know the words. So at least you'll be able to relate to it. 1877 cars for kids, KARS kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today. 1877 cars for kids, KARS cars. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today. Let's all sing it together. 1877 cars for kids. A little louder. KARS cars for kids. 1877 cars for kids. Donate your car today. Not bad. I mean, we made the best of a bad situation. So thank you very much. And I think I'm just gonna leave now because once again I apologize for this, and I'll make it up to you some other time. All right. Bye bye.
That's like one of the most annoying songs ever.
Yeah, and he played it on 2 strings.
Yeah. If people should go check out his YouTube page, Brett Eidemann on YouTube. He has some really funny skits on there. His music video is really funny. DJ Brett. And he did a skit with Bruce Willis on Funny or Die.
Oh, he quit, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd love to know the story behind that.
Oh, it's so funny. But he plays. It's like a press junket that they do.
Okay.
It's like a regular press junket, but Bruce Willis gets tired of doing the press junket, so he has a stand-in press junket, and it's Brett Eidemann.
Brett's a stand-in?
Stand-in, yeah. So in the middle of the interviews, as he's being interviewed, all of a sudden his body switches from Bruce Willis to Brett Eidemann.
It doesn't, from what I hear, it doesn't sound that far from real life.
Yeah.
From what I hear from the stories that Kevin has told. Kevin Smith, who directed him in a movie called Cop Out, and they were together in the 4th Die Hard movie.
Yeah, that's right. It's crazy stories. This, if you You can watch Kevin's a live. You probably get those on Netflix and
Yep,
stuff too, right?
probably. Yep, for sure. That's
Hear his funny stories on all that. So they are funny.
That was funny.
Pretty wild stuff.
And then lastly, we have Camille Theobald, who was on the other night, correct?
Yeah, we had her on the other night. She was great. And she talked about, I don't know if I didn't see this video. This is the one I didn't see that she sent straight to you. So I hadn't seen this one. And she was also at Caroline's, and she sold out Caroline's.
And all right, take it away, Camille.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Camille Theobald. Thank you so much for supporting live stream comedy. I cannot tell you how much this means to me. I've been missing like this live show interaction, so much so that every day at 7 o'clock, I go outside and pretend like my neighbors are clapping for me. Someone had pots and pans the other day. I was like, dang, great crowd, you know? So nice. I've had to stay with my boyfriend during this time because I would rather be annoyed by his loud chewing than be alone. So, this is what we do. He's been the best, honestly. He's really been great. I actually kind of feel bad for him because he's had to give me all of the validation that I used to get from audiences. At this point, he's an essential worker. Yeah, so I'm clapping for him. Dating has to be like super hard right now. It's dangerous because, you know, like holding hands is a first date move, but now it's second-degree murder. You can't, no holding hands. It's, it kind of like takes what I love so much about New York away. What I love about living in a crowded city like Manhattan is that you are never alone. Like, even if you live in a studio apartment, there are at least 4 mice ready to Netflix and chill, okay? Even the mice are social distancing right now. You can't get the snuggles anywhere. My go-to thing when I was lonely was I would go onto the subway during rush hour and pretend like we're all cuddling. You know, like, why are you guys angry? We're in a cuddle puddle. Can't do that anymore. No. I think the closest I can get is earlier today I was on the subway and I sat down and the seat was still warm. Yeah. When I sat down, I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like we're spooning right now. Ooh. Get those snuggles where you can. I love spooning. Spooning's the best, especially like being the big spoon. If the person is like 6 foot or taller, because then I just feel like it's a sideways piggyback ride. You know, I'm like, come on, honey, let's go on an adventure in our dreams. I'm a human backpack. Delicioso. It's the best. In New York, I mean, we're trying to social distance, but it's almost impossible. There's just not enough room. So we just make up for it by being emotionally distant. I don't know if that really stops the spread of disease, but we're trying, okay? We are really, really trying. People are talking about, like, what are they going to do first day back out of quarantine? What is it going to be like? And I think it's going to be a lot like the first day back in high school. You know, like, I'll spend way too much time getting dressed, getting cute. I'll carry every notebook I have in my backpack. And then I'll get overwhelmed and spend the entire lunch hour in a bathroom stall. Ah! Human interaction is scary sometimes. I don't know. It's really rough. Like, I've learned a lot about myself in this quarantine. First, I learned that I don't know how to spell quarantine. It took a minute for me to learn that. I also learned what type of prisoner I would be. You know, in the shows, it's always like a sleepy prisoner, and then there's like the scheming one, and then there's the one who's like working out constantly, like pacing their cell, and they can't get their energy out. I'm the third one. Okay. I cannot stay still. It's hard. It's like I gotta go outside, even though I know people are out there. It's dangerous, but I need to get the energy out. It's not fair. It's because my mom always yelled at me for being inside too long. All my other millennial friends, they have no problem staying inside for hours on end. Training ever since Nintendo came out. Who knew that spending hours playing video games in a dark basement would save your Nana? Well, that's been my time, everybody. I hope you have a great night.
Camille Theobald, everybody. Camille Theobald. Awesome.
She's so funny. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. I want to go see her live again one of these days soon. So
where do you usually see her? Where does she usually perform? You said she sold out Caroline's and
yeah, she was at Caroline's for the big show, and then she's all over the city, all over New York City. So when we get back to going again, you'll see she I guess you could go check her out on her website and things like that. So but also I wanted to, before we get wrapped up, I want to just tell everyone, make sure that you donate to the Saint, because it's still going on. There it is. Awesome. You got to get once we get open again, get all these comedians to go out there and do their stand-up and do their thing. And check out comedians online too, like support them. A lot of them are full-time comedians and they don't have work right now. So some of them are doing stuff online. A friend of mine, comedian Joe Matarese, I was listening to him last night. Very funny guy. You can find him on Facebook. I think he's doing a Facebook Live tonight. He did one last night. So Joe Matarese, very guy from New Jersey, very funny. A lot of comedians that we know have worked with him in the past. And go check it out. I think he's doing I don't have the exact details, but on Friday night and Saturday, he's doing like a one-man show online.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
There's no feedback. You can't.
Yeah, right. No feedback and stuff. He was talking to us last night. It was pretty cool how he had it, and he was showing a bunch of his clips. He was talking about behind the scenes and things about the stories, and then he would show like a 5-minute segment, and then people were giving him tips and stuff on Venmo or PayPal.
Cool, right on.
It's a good concept, and he was very funny. And I was like messaging him back and forth. I was like, "Man, this is great. I needed a laugh, and you're so funny." And he's like, "Oh, thanks, CJ, all that." So I just wanted to promote him. And if you want to watch, Jerry Seinfeld just got a new Netflix special, the 23 Hours to Kill. It's called. It's on Netflix. It just came out. So if you want to laugh, I would definitely check those comedians out, and any comedians that you know that are doing some online stuff, support them. And if they have like a tip thing, definitely sit back, watch, laugh.
Yeah, can't kill funny, even with the virus. Can't kill funny, man.
Sometimes you need it. Like we're sitting here, and you really need the laugh. So
yeah,
a lot of people are watching some funny shows and stuff, but watch a stand-up comedian do it like Camille just did it right there.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It's tough to do with no laughter in the background,
Exactly. Cool.
So
awesome. Well, thank you for putting this lineup together to raise money for the Saint. And if you can donate, again, it's GoFundMe.com/Save the Saint, Asbury Park, New Jersey. Just go to GoFundMe, search Save the Saint, and give what you can. And we'll see you when it reopens.
I can't wait for that.
Definitely see you there when it reopens for sure.
And my next show, as of now, unless I get more guests, bringing back my student again, and she's interviewing some people, so it's be a lot of fun. Dennis Callow from.
We love Dennis. Dennis is a great guy,
and he's doing his podcasting thing right now as well. So he'll be on with my student interview. I've interviewed him enough, so my students are going to interview him as well as my cousin. So my young cousin is a little bit of a TV star, movie star. So
yeah, and Dennis's podcast basically launched at Hang On to Your Shorts, the podcast.
Yeah,
he launched his podcast. So he was like, "Hey, this looks like fun. I should try this," and he did. And he took off and
he just went to video now too. He's doing it. He's showing it on video, like he used to do it just on air.
Yeah. You guys are filmmakers. You can't not have a video element.
So he just started that. So he has a bunch on video now and stuff. But it's the Carrie Allen show that he does, and that's he does great.
It's awesome, cool, man.
Started from all this, man. You just hook everybody in.
I want everyone to be doing this, so it looks like it's starting to happen. That's awesome.
Right, man.
Cool.
Thanks.